the secret sauce here, the trick to it is our integrated supply chain that brings product from 11 countries stateside. We have a combination of 1Ps and 3Ps, so first-party and third-party facilities that allow us to distribute the product in key nodes to service the geography of 48 states.
Welcome to the Ecommerce Toolbox, Expert Perspectives, a podcast by Noibu, where we explore the elite strategies and cutting-edge insights with our expert guests. Get ready to propel your e-commerce business to the next level.
Welcome to another episode of the Ecommerce Toolbox, Expert's Perspective. Joining us today, we have Meenakshi, all the way over from New York. Welcome, Meenakshi.
Thank you so much. Such a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. So Meenakshi is the CEO of UrbanStems. It's a direct-to-consumer business operating in all the 48 states in the U.S. Well, maybe start off by learning a bit about her career journey and how she became the CEO of UrbanStems. So Meenakshi, why don't you kick us off?
Sure. I spent 22 years of my career in fashion retail. I worked with various businesses, early stage to public businesses, and the opportunity for UrbanStems was presented to me about 2.5 years back. And not knowing anything about the floral space then, I was excited and inquisitive to learn more. And as I had more conversations, I really wanted to take a stab at this and see how I could implement some of my learnings and experience from the fashion retail space. So it's been 2.5 years, and it's been quite a fun journey.
Oh, awesome. Maybe talk to us a bit about since you started to run UrbanStems, like what are some of the intricacies of running an e-com business in the floral industry? I know there's a lot of kind of nuances, but yeah, maybe dive into some of the intricacies and some of the learning curves from fashion all the way to UrbanStems.
Sure. UrbanStems was made for the discerning gifter. UrbanStems was created to service that premium, higher-end luxury customer that wants product quickly. The business was founded in DC. The founders truly saw white space in the gifting environment, in the gifting industry, where premium product could be serviced fast and efficiently. And thus, UrbanStems was born. UrbanStems brings this luxurious floral designed in New York, nationwide, same day or next day. We operate a really modern D2C brand with focus on customer service, speed, and innovation, while operating a very complex supply chain and fulfillment network, which is required for a perishable product that is sourced globally. So we source in 11 countries, service 48 states in the United States, and ship all our products same day or next day. The perishability of the product makes it a very complex business to run. And that is where our extensive and intricate supply chain and fulfillment network, our operations network, comes into play. My learnings from fashion that I brought to this business was really, honing in on this white space of developing a fashion-forward product design process. Where speed and the perishability obviously take precedence because of the nature of the product we deal with, but, honing in on our customers' luxury lifestyle. What is the lifestyle that our customer lives? What is the premium, what are the premium brands they associate themselves with? What do they do in their day-to-day that resonates with what we put out in our product category? While we consider ourselves to be forging a new path in the floral gifting space and engaging with our customers with seasonal launches, kind of similar to what the fashion brands do in as it pertains to Fashion Week and their seasonal launches. We have positioned some amazing brand partnerships to understand our customers' lifestyle and fit into their lifestyle as their brand of choice. And we do that year-round, to constantly service our customer for their gifting needs. And obviously, we continue to be the experts in managing the traditional spikes for our traditional holidays, such as Valentine's Day and Mother's Day.
Really, really cool. I love that. Could you maybe talk to me a bit about the supply chain across 11 different countries? You operate in 48 different states. I'm assuming you guys don't have 48 different warehouses. Maybe talk me through how does it go from 11 different countries into the US and then like almost regionalized out in a very quick way where there's still enough margin for you guys to make money? Like that seems like a very complicated logistical thing to negotiate.
Yeah, absolutely. It is. And UrbanStems has been around for 10 years. So, I was handed by the founders and the last CEO an amazing supply chain and operations network. So kudos to them for being so forward thinking and visionary in how they plan their integrated supply chain. But the secret sauce here, the trick to it is our integrated supply chain that brings product from 11 countries stateside, goes through the QA and fulfillment process. In the United States, you're absolutely correct. We do not have 48 fulfillment facilities, but we have a combination of 1Ps and 3Ps. So first party and third party facilities that allow us to distribute the product in key nodes to service the geography of 48 states. And obviously, it's a demand to supply game. We're constantly studying our customer demand, constantly studying their whereabouts. COVID did change a lot of, customer behavior of where they live and where they moved and where they send. So constantly evolving those patterns and, reallocating our fulfillment centers as needed. And that's where our third-party facilities really come in, very handy. We have also invested in the 10 years from the founders, now to me, we've invested a lot of time in building personal relationships with our farm partners and really collaborating with them on the extensive cycle of developing the product, of designing the product, of strategizing with them on the challenges around supply chain and fulfillment centers. We would not be doing this as efficiently as we do without the support of our farm partners. And lastly, there is extensive R&D that goes into studying the stems. When a bouquet sits at a customer's table, I don't think a customer fully appreciates or realizes the amount of R&D that goes into putting the bouquet together. A lot of research goes into the type of stems are mixed and matched together to ensure that not only is it a stunning design and a premium design sitting at your table that is gives you the price value of what you paid for that assortment, but simultaneously also gives you the longest vase life. So the product is sitting on your table for 7 to 10 days and not wilting away in a day or two.
Oh, I love that. And I think you alluded to this a bit earlier in the podcast. How have you seen some of the consumer behaviors change in the last 5 years in this industry? Like COVID obviously had a big impact. Maybe talk to us a bit about how, whether it's you've seen it yourself or through your peers in the industry, how you've really seen the floral industry change.
Yeah, absolutely. So, COVID has definitely changed. So floral gifting, sending or gifting in general became a huge sentiment during COVID. All floral businesses saw unprecedented growth during the years of COVID because, people could meet each other. And when you want to recognize someone, remember someone, think of someone, gifting started playing a very big part in people's lives. We stayed committed to our guarantee of same day and next day. That's what we were pre-COVID. That's what we were in COVID. And that's what we continue to be post-COVID. So even though consumer behavior has changed, consumers moved locations, consumers changed how they send, what they send, when they send, the premise and the crux of what UrbanStems was founded in, we've stayed true to that. We are a next day, same day business, and we continue to evolve that. What the consumer behavior in sort of ways changed where with supply chain limitations and supply chain restrictions, customers were buying earlier. But as post-COVID behavior has started resuming, we're seeing customers go back to those pre-COVID days of wanting product today, wanting product tomorrow, and waiting close to the dates to send. I strongly believe part of it is also the economy impacting folks. Folks don't have a lot of, we're in a somewhat of a recessionary mode here in the United States, and inflation has been at its highest, and the job markets weren't doing as well, as one hopes for, and that has also impacted consumer spending. So I believe that has also impacted how consumers spend and when they spend. Our unique prop and our unique value prop has always been our integrated supply chain, which has allowed us to not only test into new products, but continue to service this customer's changing demand of buying closer to their need and closer to when they want to send their product.
So you were in the COO role before taking over as CEO. Do you maybe want to take me through, when you came in, did you have to do any kind of restructuring? I know on the back of COVID, a lot of people had built up a lot of infrastructure and maybe the demand wasn't exactly there. Maybe talk us through a little bit if you had to make any kind of major changes when you came in either as a COO or when you eventually took over the company.
Yeah, when I came in as a COO, it was a very interesting time for the business. We were coming right off of COVID, and the business, as I said earlier, had seen unprecedented growth by way of COVID and the sentiment of gifting becoming so prominent in our customers' life. I was brought in to work with the CEO then on driving profitability and really working on operational efficiencies, really working on driving gross profit numbers. The changes that were made, and yes, to get to that point, we had to make a lot of changes on the supply chain and operations side of the business. That is, the basis of what UrbanStems was created on. While it's a unique prop, that also drives the highest amount of OpEx in the business. To bring in the scale of inventory that we do and manage it in country and distribute it in country adds a lot of cost to our P&L. So the goal was to tighten up our OpEx, to find efficiencies within our supply chain and operations process, and drive margin opportunities where we could. So that was the first year of my focus coming out of COVID, of really ensuring that while we're servicing and not walking away from the same day, next day philosophy, how can we drive optimal execution? The second half, stepping into the CEO role, I think one of the biggest changes that I have made with the team, well, firstly, I had the benefit of being homegrown. I was in the business, so for 18 months before I stepped into the CEO seat, which was a huge advantage. The teams knew me, I knew the team, I knew the business, I knew the product, the process. So I could hit the ground running. And I think that was a huge advantage to me in driving the results that I have been able to in the last year with the team at the business. One of the biggest changes that I would say I made stepping into the CEO seat was really developing a full funnel strategy for the business. With COVID, the focus was on driving growth through the lower funnel, which again is not unique to us. A lot of D2C businesses were taking the same approach. It worked for that time period. It was the right step for that period. But post-COVID, pivoting to profitability, just relying on the lower funnel acquisition strategy was not driving the most profitable revenue for us. So building a full funnel strategy and really going after, taking some of my learnings and the pedigree from being in fashion retail, of honing in on brand, honing in on direct the channel, holding it on organic channel, really going after that repeat customer, the retention models of loyalty and subscriptions and CRM, and driving those channels to help increase LTV with our customers was, I would say, the single most, the biggest change that I worked with the team on in my CEO seat.
Makes sense. And I think in the interim as well, a lot of people have started focusing on getting OpEx down, and what better way than introducing AI? Could you maybe talk to us a bit about how you've been able to use AI to either impact top line or bottom line by reducing expenses or driving incremental sales?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the areas that we started very quickly utilizing AI-based tools in is customer service. As you can imagine, dealing with perishable product, customer service is an integral part of our company's ethos and values. We are a customer-first business, and we strongly believe in ensuring that our customer gets the best service and the best outcome and resolution if we falter in some ways. There is a dependency in what we do. We work with big box couriers like FedEx's and UPS's of the world. There's weather patterns, there's delivery delays. The hurricane down south right now that is just creating havoc that impacts our ability to deliver product on time. And when situations like that arise, big or small, they do take a toll on our delivery metrics. And customer service sees a scale and an influx of calls coming their way to tackle customers who have either not received their package or don't have information on what's happening, etc. So that is the area that, our customer service lead really, we were probably among the first a few businesses in our space to really go after it with an AI tool approach to try and see how can we get those metrics under control? What can we do there to increase our customer satisfaction scores, but simultaneously also provide them quicker resolution and simultaneously being profitability first and being bottom line focused, help mitigate costs when events like these cause a huge scale in customer service interactions. We tested the Zendesk AI tool and implemented that as part of our, our sort of toolkit. And we saw amazing metrics of success. Within a couple of months, 39% of our tickets were deflected. Our deflection rate was extremely high, which was great. And we saw a 10-point increase in customer satisfaction scores. Customers were able to get quick resolutions on some fundamental questions. Agent training time could be cut in half. Periods of scale we could multiply and use our agents to target more complex resolutions and let the AI tool, solve some of the more fundamental asks that the customers had. So it has been extremely impactful in the customer service space for us.
I love to hear that. That's such a good tactical use case. Following up on that, obviously you guys are in the floral industry, having precise time on inventory, what's available. They're selling, I'm assuming, through multiple different channels. So how do you balance how are you using AI to basically make sure that you always have the right inventory available through either predictive analytics with kind of holiday season coming up, or just understanding what to order and how to stack that?
Yeah, absolutely. No, we, look, in any perishable product, forecasting and planning it's a combination of math and science. You have to ensure you have enough to hit the top line sales, projection, and simultaneously not too much that you're spoiling it. Like our product, there is no shelf lives that we can stock the product or store the product or try to liquidate it or dilute it. It's in and out. Once it reaches our fulfillment centers in country, we have 5 to 7 days to get the product out to our customers. If you're not able to sell it within 5 to 7 days, it literally gets tossed out in trash. That's essentially, it's a very tight life cycle of product. And we work with some very, very premium stems. So the impact of a high spoilage rate, which is an extremely critical metrics in our business, is huge. It can swing the pendulum on gross profit one way to the other radically if the planning and forecasting process is not managed well. We have a very strong S&OP team that has continually optimized our forecasting, not just to meet the changing demand, but also the needs of our farm partners. As I said, we work with the farms across 11 countries, and not all stems have the same growth patterns, the same planting cycle, the same vase life. So we've worked with them over the years to ensure that we understand and study those cycles and their projection lead times, and then build that into our demand cycles to create the most optimal projected demand planning cycle as well as supply planning cycle. And the process is ever changing. So especially incredibly specific to our industry. So we are very excited to bring AI, and especially like a Gen AI based tool, into the analysis portion of our forecasting and inventory management. The team is constantly testing to see how that tool can evolve. We have not implemented it full stream yet, but hopefully when we catch up again in a few months, I will have more to share there.
One thing you mentioned earlier on is how the customer journey is really central to you guys' success as a business. How do you ensure that every touch point on the website, whether it's from landing through an ad on a landing page or going through different options and checking out and getting delivery, how are you ensuring end to end it kind of meets your quality bar that you expect from your team?
We are obsessed with our brand. We bring an obsessive quality to everything we do, to every touch point of our experience end to end. We have a very hands-on approach to sourcing. We have a meticulous design process, and our decisions about every aspect of our business, the unboxing experience, we believe all of it matters. Every step of it matters. We understand the significance of what we do. Our customers put their trust in us to deliver their emotions, to deliver their feelings. It's a sentiment that we are delivering. It's not just a product. And we take that very seriously. So it's extremely important to us. Every aspect of what we put out, whether it's a customer journey on our site experience, whether it's a call you make to our customer service team, it's a box that you unpack in our same day or next day locations, it's the note card, all of the above. We test and try and go through several rounds of trials before we change anything around or add anything around. And even with product, we spend extensive amount of time designing and planning the assortment and then quality testing it before we put it out to our customers. So, I think it's the obsessive nature of what we do, of the product that we work with, the sensitive nature of the product that we work with. Sorry, I want to say that again, if you don't mind. If you could just edit the last part. But the sensitive nature of the product, what we do, and our philosophy around being the best, being maniacally focused on delivering expertise, being obsessed with the quality of experience and product we deliver is what ensures that we give our customer an amazing experience each time they come to us.
Amazing. And I think that'll cap us off. Thank you so much, Meenakshi. It's been amazing chatting with you. Very good insights. I've never interviewed someone from your industry before. So congratulations on your quick ascent in your career. And very valuable insights. Thank you so much again.
No, thank you so much. It was a pleasure chatting with you and very nice to spend some time with you here.
The E-commerce Toolbox Expert Perspectives is brought to you by Noibu. To find out more about Noibu and how we can help you debug your e-commerce site and rocket your revenue, visit www.noibu.com. That's Noibu.com. And then make sure to search for the E-commerce Toolbox Expert Perspectives on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, or anywhere else podcasts are found, and click subscribe so you don't miss out on any future episodes. On behalf of the team here at Noibu, thanks for listening.